Hello, I am GMag666. Hang on. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. This is a fan fiction show. Um, I haven't done almost almost a lot of my fan fictions here, so it's been a while. So let's get to this. As we see, two people fighting in space. One of the Bardock, the other being a new one of his uh crap, one of his half brothers named Ryukin. Him and Bardock are fighting for the dang it. I'm getting distracted. Him and his friend, or him and Bardock, are fighting for their son's safety. Kakarot is being sent to planet Earth, while the other, Hakuru, white dragon, basically, in Japanese. I just like because he's a different kind of Saiyan than Bardock, and he's the same Saiyan as his father. He's an ancient Saiyan. They get the power of the God Key when they are born. If they absorb too much of it, they get the power. They get to have the white tail and white hair, but and sky blue eyes. But if you are a regular Saiyan, or if you were born a regular Saiyan along with it, ancient Saiyan, you're a dormant God Key. So Goku has dormant God Key, and Haku-Ryu has regular God Key flowing through him easily, but he doesn't know how to use it just yet. He's still a baby. So they sent their sons to two different planets, hoping at the age of 13, Haku-Ryu will go to planet Earth to help his aunt and cousin or Kakarot or Goku out. So after a while, they were fighting, and then Frieza comes out with the huge ball, with gathering energy into his little ball of death and playing it at them. Well, the both ancient Saiyan Ryukin and this regular Saiyan Bardock launched their final attack at the ball of death. Well, they weren't strong enough to destroy it, but they were strong enough to hold it back for quite some time to let their kids escape. And then the ball was finally coming down to planet Vegeta and annihilating everything. Hakuru, White Dragon again, and people don't understand, is that he saw his home planet get demolished, but he doesn't know what its name was. He just knows it was his home planet. He's still a baby, but he's got good photographic memory. He's a genius at heart. So as Haru was making his way towards his planet, and he was assigned to, and Goku going to Earth. As soon as uh, the pod was coming down, we skipped to a scene where we see a 20-year-old man going fiddling with something with old Bane of old Kage's had to deal with, was paperwork. And then he did some shadow clones because he said he sensed something in his head that was coming towards the fate or the Force of Death area. So he sent some clones to do his paperwork, and he flashed over to the Force of Death and saw a meteorite hit. When he saw the meteorite hit down to the forbidden part of the forest, So he went over there and looked for this child, or looked for whatever landed, and when he came across a space pod. So Minato actually looked inside the pod and saw there was a baby in there. He was trying to open it, but then the pod opened itself open. As soon as the pod opened, the baby, let alone had some tears, but it wasn't crying as most babies would. He was a very Hakuryu was a very good baby. So he then when he went to pick up the son, a hologram, a letter or a hologram per se, came out of the pod and showed him a man that looked like the boy he was holding in his arms, but just an older version. So after a long period of time, or not a long period, after the letter was coming out, or the hologram came out, he basically said, "Dear whoever finds my son, plant from Mare Village or whatever, treat my son with utmost respect. He's the last bit of my kind ever to existed. He has other people like not like him, but they're like him in a sense. His cousin Kakarot is not like him because we are ancient Saiyans. We were born with amount of energy that we don't know what it's called yet. It's technically God Ki, but they don't know that yet. When it's flowed throughout their whole bodies, making their hair turn white and their eyes turn blue and their tail turn white. So, and then he told, and as hologram was telling me, and it told everything about his child, and he told him, "Do not let evil know this existed. Destroy this hologram as it ends right now." And that's what Minato did, because we don't need planet destroyers running rampant. And he was threatened by Lord Beerus, by a warning for Lord Beerus would come and destroy your planet, along with the other people trying to copy the kid's blood to destroy other planets and conquer the universe. So we see that Nard or what's his name? Minato finally said, "You know what? I gotta get a council together." As soon as he turned away, the pod just completely disappeared, and an optical camouflage. So he could say that, make up a lie or whatever. So then he hears, "Hey, him." Then he hears Minato, "What's that in your hands?" His name is Hakuryu. There was a letter here, but it got so burned up I couldn't read it all, and just read his name as Hakuryu. And he was deserted here by some people that I have never seen before. And then when the meteorite came and touched down, it gave the boy some powers. He's a very strong baby, I know that for a fact. So call a meeting, Danzo. I want to have a meeting now. So as everybody was getting ready to be in the council chambers, the Hokage Minato went up there and says, "Civilian Council, clan heads, I have found a very powerful energy source of a baby, but it seems he can adapt to our ways of nature because I feel him absorbing the chakra around him without him actually doing it. And I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. So I will leave that to anyone's mind who wants to adopt a baby. Everybody was looking at each other. It's like, nah, nah. And then one clan that hasn't had a child for an heir prodigy in over 10 years, since the father can't get a child, is the Lecky clan. His name is Ryujin Lecky. He's the only one of his clan that existed. You notice I'm using dragon names. Ryukin is, I don't really know that one, but Ryujin is a dragon god, and his father presented him with the name. And 10 years, he's 20, so yeah, he's 30 years old right now, and he can't have a kid. Excuse me, Hokage-sama. Yes, Ryujin Lecky, what's up? I would like to adopt a baby. Hakuru stands for white dragon, if I'm not mistaken. And I would gladly appreciate it if I could put my chakra system in him and see what kind of dragon he gets. It's like a blood ritual that other clans do, but we just add our chakra to it. Would you let me do this? He said, fine. Meet me in the office, and I'll get everything set up. And with that, the meeting was canceled. Nobody wanted the baby, but Danzo was looking at the Hokage. There's some more to the kid than meets the eye, but I don't know what's going on here, so I'm not going to touch it with him. With a matter of fact, the Lecky clan is very powerful. Maybe he can think of some way to destroy them. But that's besides the point. So as the Hokage with Hakuru Lecky and Ryujin Lecky in the office, they put seals and they quiet seals and got rid of their his Ambu, and then the and then after that everybody was like quiet down. So what's so important about we had to get rid of your Ambu and silence the place, Minato? Hang on, there's a seal somewhere around here. There it is. He placed the seal on the seal that was gonna listen on to their conversation. He didn't know it was there at first until just now, but then he put it there, and so that way nobody knows what they were really talking about. So what's up with why does the baby have a tail that's white? That's white hair and blue eyes. Man, he looks cool. He's not from our planet, Lecky. Ryujin Lecky. He's not from here. He's from another planet called Vegeta that was blown up by an evil space tyrant called Frieza. And this baby is, I know, Hokage-sama. I know. He's not part of our family, our way of life. He's only here to learn our ways. And then when he hits the age of 13, he's got to go save the world that his brother's on. Or cousin, I mean. So that way he can train his cousin in some arts of the way of so that way he can go up against this Frieza person. Am I correct? That's not all. This baby has to have the power to has a lot of power to him as it is, but they don't know the energy yet, but they will soon. Sorry, I'll take a breath. So as Minato was preparing the ritual with Ryujin Lecky, Ryujin put his hand on the boy's heart area, and then the new dragon, as soon as he put his new chakra nature inside the child, or not nature, but chakra system inside the new child, only the Lecky clan could do that. he gained 2 tattoos. They were seals for dragons. That's the Lucky clan. They have dragons sealed inside of them, but the tattoo appears on the arms. The fact that Hakuru has 2 of them is astonishing because nobody around the Lucky clan had 2 dragons at the same time. But he can't save their world. It's not his destiny. Because that's what the ancient dragons told Ryujin about a child coming from space and blah blah blah. You get the story. Oh crap! Sorry, my eyes. And now we skip to 30 minutes later. His wife was, or Minato's wife was having a baby, and he brought Ryujin Neki with him so that way he can monitor everything. And he was the head Anbu leader at that time, but something happened to his Anbu that he couldn't fathom. He's like, Hokage-sama, something's wrong. And he's like, I can't do anything. I have to try to still keep the Kyuubi at bay. I know that, but something's very wrong. Then a man in an orange mask was watching from a distance, waiting to strike. And then once the baby was out and was about to get cleaned, you know what happens. The Kyuubi comes out, but Ryujin Neki does a forbidden jutsu. It lets him turn himself into a dragon, but back into a human again, if his will is strong enough to overcome the dragon, to stop him from going insane, but had enough willpower to do it. And he was fighting the Nine-Tailed Fox along with along with Minato to steal it into his son, Naruto. So Naruto got the full Nine Tails power, or not the full, or there's no Nine Tail chakra and soul inside of him. Hakuru, on the other hand, give me a second. Hakuru was sleeping soundly. Then he opened up his blue eyes again and saw the Nine-Tailed Fox. I might give him partly to it's Naruto's. He's got to deal with it. And then when Minato's soul was being sucked away, the Shinigami looked over to Hakuru and smiled at the kid. The kid looked at him with wide eyes and pouted for a few minutes, thinking like the death god was thinking that he knows that the child knew the kid lost both his parents in the same day. He must know what it feels like, but he doesn't know how to react because he's just a baby. That's a smart baby right there. The last words of Minato to Ryujin was, "Take care of my baby boy, Naruto, and don't let anybody tell him tell anybody that he has the Kyuubi sealed in him." And Ryujin shook his head, okay. And then he took baby Ryujin and Hakuru and little Naruto to his house, where his wife was worried about him and their new child. But when he came home with Minato with a blonde hair child, she looked at him and was like, "Who's the blonde hair child, honey? We're having a loss. We lost our fourth Hokage and Kushina. Their son is in my arms because he promised me. I made a promise to take care of their son along with Hakuru, so that way Naruto can actually have somebody to look up to. So after he told them that his wife broke down crying. She was one of Krishna's friends, and she was called shoot, crap, I can't think of a name for her right now. I had it earlier, just Miss Lecky, but that's what they're gonna call her, or Mom. So as Ryujin and Miss Lecky were tired and they laid both kids down. 5 5 years later, I'm only skipping 5 years because this is a crucial point in Naruto's or Ryujin's career or Hakuru's career. As we see Hakuru doing the tree climbing exercise with Naruto, his brother, just a little bit, 30 minutes behind, but they are not twins. They already knew that, but they're just brothers, and not by blood, but by relation. And they're doing the tree climbing exercise, and they mastered it within a couple of days. But they're going to keep doing it until they have enough, so they can do it subconsciously. Then something happened. When they were sparring one day, Naruto sorry, Naruto got into a stance that nobody realized what was going to happen. Hakuru got in his stance that was exactly the same as Naruto's, but different. So once they squared off, they launched at each other and then punch kicks. You can feel the earth being rattled by this new taijutsu style. As they were fighting, they were releasing all kinds of chakra and power all over the place. And now, as we see, a blue hang on, give me a second, a blue male person with garbs that don't look like they were meant to be here, with a staff. This man was known as Beast. He was looking for food for his god of destruction, Lord Beerus, who's just been asleep for another 25 or more years, I think. So, as I think that's right. But he was looking for food for himself as well, and seeing that there was a Saiyan on this planet, he wanted to see what he looked like. When he felt the power surge of not evil but menacing, not evil but not menacing either. Chakra being released and a very holy God key. We went to see and saw two boys duking it out in the middle of their clan house. We then knocked on the door. Miss Lecky opened the door. Hello, who are you? Excuse me, but may I come in, please? I want to see the boy with white hair and a white tail with blue eyes. I'm sorry, he caught my attention, and I think I know what kind of energy he's using. Then Ryujin comes in. Are you the one that I was warned about? What do you mean, warned about? I was told that there's always a man with blue skin, white hair. I think he has white hair. Correct me if I'm wrong. A staff and garbs that look like from another dimension or from another world that were attendants to the god of destructions. more specifically Lord Beerus, and the Angel Weiss. You know Lord Beerus? No, I only heard about him from a seance pod that came down here. One of my great friends told me the whole story, and I don't know how to use this energy for him. Nobody does, and nobody knows what kind of energy it is. Well, I do, and it seems like that other little boy has a dormant power of it too. Yes, Naruto has some a little bit of God Ki because it was reckless. The two were fighting so much that not really fighting, more like sparring and hanging out. That some of Hakuru's God Ki got absorbed into Naruto, so he's got a little bit of dormant of God Ki because the what's his name, the fox, the nine-tailed fox doesn't want him using it yet. So when Whis came in, so are you Hakuru Leki? Hakuru Leki Naruto just stopped fighting person. Yes, or who are you, Mister? I'm Whis. Have you ever heard of energy that was called God Ki before there, kid? No, I never heard of it, but I have a special energy that nobody knows how to use. Only except for my chakra turned it, my whatever this energy I have turned my chakra into something else, and so it's like with my brother here, all of our blood have they got it absorbed into his chakra system as well, but he can't use it yet either. That's understandable, little one. My name is Weiss, as you may know, but I'm also what you also have is called God Key. It's very powerful, more powerful than regular key, which you have both very high of. You have very high God Key and very high key itself. And you are a Saiyan, so I'm assuming that you know what happened. No, I saw what happened. My planet exploded before my eyes. And then I took a nap. I see, so he doesn't know that Lord Frieza did it. So, what are you gonna do to them, Niece? I'm gonna train them here on this planet. Since you guys have specific ways you can teach them. And it might help him gain more power along the way. Every time or Hakaru gets knocked down or almost killed, he gets back twice as strong. So let's get to it. And with that, another 5 years of training went by, and it was hell training for Hakaru and little Naruto. Now they're both 10 years old, and they're going to the academy. They're coming back from it after having Whis teach them for 5 years about their energy and successfully mastering it. And my characters can now use it to extremes that nobody has ever seen before. He doesn't want to use his God Key too much because it said uh it's his high. He has a high of it, but he doesn't have it limited yet, or not unlimited. He doesn't have that much of it. So if he depletes on it, he doesn't have much more. But it will regrow back. It'll take a while. So he's been using his regular key and chakra, and he's been doing really awesome. He's talked to both of his dragons. One was white, the other one was kind of dark magenta, rainbow colors on them, showing that they were both. Uh, the one with the dark magenta rainbow color scales had all elements besides and darkness besides light, and the other one had the power of light energy. So or light chakra. So they were teaching him new stuff every day of his life. So now the 10 they were going over to Hinata's house for a birthday party, or not a birthday, a a ambassador party, and their clan was invited. As they were walking, and then they were having the party, and then they were leaving, Hakuru and Naruto sensed something odd happening. So Hakuru sent Naruto after it, and come to find out, the ambassador was actually a Kumo agent from Kumo anyway, trying to steal Hinata, but Naruto beat the crap out of the guy and powered his level, or used some of his QB energy to get the Hokage down there, and he was the third Hokage who just got there. As he still, Naruto picked the guy up and tossed it to him, and opened up a bag, and little Hinata came out and hugged Naruto and kissed him on the cheek, saying thank you, very shyly, but he didn't know what was going on. Dense motherfucker. But he understood a little bit. Anyways, so we see Hakuru and Naruto sitting in the cave next to Hinata sitting next to them, or next to Naruto, I should say. And Rouge or Hakuru they were both doing the work very well. They were trying so hard to pass, but somehow word got out about Naruto being the Jinchuriki and of the Kyuubi, and they were being forced to live with the Ryujin, or the Lucky clan, to yeah, it was bad. Like, their life was getting worse and worse. No one would sell them food and stuff like that. Even Weiss noticed this, and he was starting to get pissed off that his proteges were not getting enough food from the family, because it's not the family's fault, it's those stupid villagers. He wanted to wake up Lord Beerus right now and tell them to blow the planet up, but it took some convincing and a lot of food from Ryujin's to make sure that doesn't happen. But so Ryujin or Hakuru and Naruto finally got up and left, and they were going by the Uchiha compound. They were both sensing aching pleading, and then Naruto and the region looked at each other. Our favorite person's gonna get killed by her son. We gotta stop it. So they ran as fast as they could. Hachi was about to kill his mother. His mother didn't know anything about the coup d'etat, but she didn't want to be a part of Fugaku's plans either. But she didn't want to be killed by her son either. But when the sword came down upon her, it didn't even touch her. It was stopped by a hand, a strong hand. And even Itachi looked at the kid and said, "Who, who are you?" "I am Ryu Kaneki." And he punches Itachi so hard that he flew out the door, through another door, into an alleyway and onto the ground. He was like, "Ow. I don't want to get up. That hurt." So as soon as he got up, as the pain slowly went away, Itachi came by and saw his brother flying through the house. And Naruto was trying to hold Sasuke back from trying to kill Hakuru, so that way he could see his brother was trying to kill the clan, but not by his own game. Because Haguru did see tears, but he didn't want Miss Mikoto to die because he can't really have a crush on her yet, but he wanted to be. He liked her, but he didn't know what to do about it. He was only 10, damn it. So now, after that little incident, Sasuke's mom is now alive, and Sasuke is still a douchebag to everybody. I'm not gonna go into that because this is not his story. This is about Hakuru. So as we go to age 13, we have to pass the the, the getting exams to um so that way I could go to see my cousin. So they went in there, they did their tests, they got good grades, and then once they came back, they were told to do the three academy jutsus, and then when it came to the clone jutsu, they both used the shadow clone jutsu because they can't use the normal clone because their power is too big. Ryujin clan or Lecky clan actually has low chakra, but Rouge or Hakaru and Naruto both have high chakra reserves and high chakra flowing through their system. And the Ryujin or Lecky clan doesn't really have that power. So they don't know how it happened. It just must have melded with his god key and stuff like that. So now we have 40 Narutos and 40 Hakurus in the same spot. And they all dispelled, and Iruka said they passed. And Naruto and Hakuru said their goodbyes. And Hakuru went back to his pod. That the third Hokage was waiting for him there. He was like, "I know you're leaving, Hakuru, but let me give you something so that way you're not, so you can come back with welcome arms." Hands him a kunai or whatever. So had just in case if he needed it out. So Haguru goes inside his pod and goes to Earth. And that's where we're gonna stop here for today. I'm kind of tired.